So أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم مدتي أشرح مردان دستور يا سيدي. Welcome to the channel for talismans in your hood. Yes, we ship everywhere. Today I want to talk about the 4 archetypes that Ibn Arabi was talking about. Yes. So these are the ashik, which is the lover. The 4 paths actually, right? We have the lover's path, we have the warrior's path, we have the magician's path, and we have the king's path, right? Many people, when I hear maybe they know 1 of them, 2 of them, 3 of them, there are many more, there are many more subdivisions of them, right? Especially, I think the most popular nowadays, most people are on the path of the lover / fool, or they are on the warrior's path, right? And we have to ascend to them, right? Through them. And we can go a little bit also in spirals during our work here, forth and back, right? So mainly I know people that are watching this channel, they are on the magician's path because, yes, they are interested in the talisman, handwritten talisman, knowledge from the Sufi Ruhani occult knowledge to transform the lives from a certain position of consciousness, right? Of tools of knowing. So yeah, often me and my channel, I'm sometimes thinking, okay, people know these things, right? And I guess some will know. And this is also one of the reasons why I don't talk so much about certain things. Maybe there is something missing sometimes. But I think this is a very important thing to know. So usually people will start, in my experience, in my observation, yes, with the lover's path, with the ashik, with the fool's path, right? And there was something else which is a subcategory of that. But yes, so this is the situation, and this is by Ibn Arabi, right? A long time I didn't know he mentioned it in his books. I was thinking this is some new age Western thing. But indeed it is also rooted in the Islamic tradition, right? So the lover, it will be the state where they say this also in the songs. There is the love of God, which is, or in the poems by Rumi or others. I have to do this all the time. I have to figure out a way. By Rumi and all the others, they were saying, "Oh, I'm drunken from divine love." Yes, this is of the drunken madman. This is the path. This can have different facets, right? Many different facets. So the drunken one, it is a good state actually, right? But we have to say in each path, in each archetype, which I mentioned now, there are pros and cons. Now I would say it is also a hierarchy, so it is good to ascend, because some people, they like to stay in the fool's path all their lives, because it's a comfortable one. Because, yes, drunken from divine love, but still you are khamratun, the khamr is not haram. This love, the drunkenness from this love is not haram for them, right? At the same time, it's a gift from the divine, yes? Yeah. One thing I want to point out here, I know there are many channels of people who are reciting Ibn Arabi, but you never see their faces. I mean, I understand sometimes people don't show their faces, but I think if you want to see the energy of a person and to know what they are up to, it's very important to see the face. So, and they have so much views because they can do the dopamine, they have the but when I don't watch it because they have no substance, honestly. I watch it and it's like just book knowledge, which is good, but here on this channel we go a little bit into deeper things due to I've been in exchange with many people, and yeah, I'm not the only one that understood that, but I think it has a different frequency than these AI videos of, I don't know, I don't have a mask even here, people behind the mask, right? So that's as a side note, yeah. We have the lover's path, so they are drunken with the love, and it's good because they need it, it's giving them energy, or giving us energy, and it's present at the same time. So if we have this high, this experience, this mystical, because it is a mystical experience, to be in that state, connected to the divine, in the divine love, it's amazing, it's a blessing, right? At the same time, it has the potential to be a little bit of a distraction. And for a certain time, it's good to have this distraction, because maybe the person made through a certain thing, and now Allah gives them this, yes, heavenly love, right? But it's important because this is the Prophet ﷺ, they said he had the face, two faces, one face to the divine and one face to the material realm, right? And this is like being just for the divine, and it's fine, but it's not balanced enough, because it is a little bit not looking at the fact that the reality here has a certain value, and it has to be dealt with, it has to be worked with. Something has to manifest here. Yes, through Allah's representatives, the humankind. Not special people, but everyone has this. It's the present. He blew the ruh, the spirit, into Adam. And he's blowing constantly, yes. Some say when we breathe in, this is him actually blowing into us, yes. The divine essence from the etheric realms coming to us. Anyhow, you see also this, I think many people know, but yeah, let me know in the comments if you like this kind of information, or if I just have to skip them. Because it can be also a little, for me, it kind of has this potency to become a little bit romanticizing, a bit kitschy, yeah. But that's also needed some. This is, as I said, this is the lovers, the ashik path, right? And then we have the fool. The fool is like he's making jokes of everything. So the ashik is also someone who is seeing the divine face wherever he looks. It's in the Quran. And wherever I look, I see the face of Allah. Yes. In every human, in every object, in every talk, in every information. Right? And that's true. And one of the levels is that good and bad come from Allah as well, right? Whoa. خَيْرِهِ وَشَرِّهِ مِنَ اللَّهِ. That is very important to know, right? That is something else to go deeper. This is deep, even Arabi stuff, right? This is Wahid al-Wujud, the essence and the unity of oneness. But let's stay with the human experience here. So then, the fool, it's like, I think the fool can be a little bit of a narcissistic also. He's making jokes, and if the jokes are, yes, jokes can be, I observe this, can be for good, but can be also a little bit of a going a different weird way, right? So that's the fool, and then we had, yes, the drunk and the lover. Like the drunk is really gone, he's majdoub, he's crazy, he doesn't maybe know what he says. So there are also different facets of this level, or of the, I wouldn't say level, because this is too much of a judgment, of this path, yes. Then the second path is the warrior. So after the ashik, the lover, he a little bit looked into the other way, right? Not just into, I mean, also this is from Allah, right? So this is a little bit of a thing to understand for the ashik, because he looks and then he sees something, and then he realizes actually he wasn't totally submitting. So then he has to go the other step. Only through realizations, these things, through presence, these things can happen and go on, right? And yes, of course, talismans are a very good means to quicken the process, right? To invoke these transformations and manifestations, yes. So when the fool or the lover, he looks there, he becomes the warrior. Because there is a lot of work to do. Like here he was with his Lord and the divine presence and eternal experience. It's also a little bit, it goes away, right? It's the present. So the divine says, okay, here you have it. And then it might go away. It is also from the Prophet, right? Fana fi Rasul. Also the Prophet may give this, right? Or an wali, a saint, right? And then they take it. Allah takes this love. And then the work starts. Yeah, this is, the warrior's path is a lot about the dark night of the soul, right? Going through the jungle, going through the swamp, going through the tunnels of the dwarfs, meeting the, whatever, the fire beast. Yes, because the warrior then subscribes to a lifestyle and thinking, okay, we have to do a work here. And the explanation can be from different perspectives, right? So there is a darkness in the world, within him or herself, around the person, and this has to be cleansed, right? And one of the understandings of the warrior is that when he may cleanse also other people, he understands they are the divine, and this is the divine cleansing itself through the alchemical process. Again, Ibn Arabi, going too deep maybe. So he says this cleansing because he maybe already, or she went through this cleansing, and then in one point will say, okay, this did me good, so others are also worthy of it, although it might bring some facing, some triggers, some work, some deep, dark stuff, some transformation, some cutting of illusions, destroying the veils, veil after veil. And also here, there are the different, also for the veils, there are different strategies and the different tariqas, Sufi tariqas. There are some, actually there's one, yes, they are having the first veil closed all the time. And they are opening from behind. And they say when they die, they open the first one, then the seeker can see clearly. Others, they open step by step from, so they can see the development, and they keep motivated, right? Both, they have pros and cons. From my experience, because this one which keeps the veil closed, it's actually a very wise one. One thing I want to add here is that it's not, there are chapters, right? So they are unveiling a certain veils from behind, and we don't see a process. And then they are unveiling a certain, the first veil, and then we can see maybe 10 meters or 100 meters, yes? We can see deep, and we see what has been done without us knowing, and that is a big mercy also, right? Because when we have to go through everything, it's a high process. And like this, it's also a mercy, because we don't have to deal with every of the illusion that is being removed. Yeah, I'm a little bit going off topic here. So, but that is the warrior's path, right? Fighting basically the illusions, because ways they can manifest, not manifest, but they can appear wherever in the dream world or wherever as demons, right? Which are to fight. Yeah. So this is the same thing, just explained differently, right? So this is a cleansing, this is a unveiling, this is a many things at the same time. So that's what the warrior does. Cleaning the path, right? Then, are there other sub-archetypes of this? Yeah, I guess so, but not as many as for the lover. At least nothing comes to my mind. Then we have the magician, yes. So that is when the warrior, the archetype of the magician, right? It's when the warrior, he becomes conscious that maybe there are also other tools, other energies, and he tries to fuse them together. Not only for cleansing and opening the ways and defeating the darkness, but also already because that is you see, that is a in-between station between the warrior and the king's path, but also for the materia, because they understand that this path, if he's going to go through the swamp or the jungle or the labyrinth of where was it, Creta, of the Minotaur, he's not gonna make it. That's the realization of the warrior. Then he has to, in this realm, he has or she has to manifest a place of recovery, right? Yes, save the game, right? We have to save the game. We have to get our magical potions, yeah, magical drinks to up level, right? So that's that. And as I said, all of them, they might have the glimpses, but if someone is in the frequency of a warrior, he is 90% there usually, 80-90%. Magician 80-90% there, right? And then, of course, they can go a little bit forth and back, right? Have the glimpse of the ashik again, which is one of the biggest gifts can happen. Yeah, so the magician starts already to build a certain realm, right? To invoke muwakilin, yeah, to write talismans, yes. All the people in the courses, talisman courses, congratulations. Yes, we are in a good way, yes. Yeah, by the way, maybe this is a good point to say this. Whoever is interested in the courses of talisman writing, there are one-on-ones for also getting check through the whole process. It's like a course, also the one-on-one, but it can be many things. Business establishment, like astrological, right? Astrological business, establishment coaching through the spiritual process, coaching to become a practitioner, yes. Any things, yeah. Many things. Energetic work, all of these things. And of course, everything in the link description. Also, handwritten talismans. If you want to order a handwritten talisman, please go ahead. So then we come slowly to the king's path. Yeah. So because the king's path, it's mainly already has realized it's the Khalifa, right? And I will not speak a lot on this because it's a very heavy path due to my observations, and I don't see, I mean, maybe one person I saw in my whole life or two persons who are on the king's path fully, totally. It is the realization like King Suleiman, right? And also the Prophet Muhammad, Musa, nearly all of the prophets. Okay, Jesus was more like the prophet who was into the ashik part, yes, into the lovers part, yes. But then other prophets, they were like on the king's path. And yes, then there is the prophet's path, but there's this, I think, something we cannot comprehend and we don't have to talk about, right? Just as a reminder, the prophets, they were, when the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ got the revelation, he had to lie down. Maybe he even fainted. It sounds very nice, very romantic, but it's not like when your body faints, something like the body says it's not good, right? From the body perspective, it's not good. Yes, anyhow, that's another topic. It is hard, heavy path. Yes, even people think it's just about the outer things. No. Oh, he was living in the sand dunes. No. Doesn't matter. He could be living in a 5-star hotel. It doesn't matter. It's the prophet's part, it's a heavy part. Anyhow, so the king's part, it has a lot to do, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, about the anger. Yeah? And many people think anger, okay, I have to swallow my anger, and the Prophet says, whoever controls his anger. But this is not by swallowing, because you are not in control of your anger when you swallow it. Yeah, okay, I'm not saying don't do it because sometimes it's necessary. Then you go somewhere and you alchemize it. And I think many people on the channel have been doing this a lot. That's why they came here, because there is no more resource to put it there, and the alchemy has to now start. But this is way more. It is more like also accepting the anger and utilizing it in a good way, right? Like the Prophet ﷺ also wants the example when they stole their stuff, the Prophet ﷺ didn't say, oh, now we have to give them more, turn the other cheek. Oh, now we have to forgive them. No. He said, we go, right? At the same time, once again, it's very possible that the Prophet ﷺ never, or the Sahabis, they never touched the swords. But this is not a way of nihilism. And yeah, this is the king's path. And until that, I don't know. So that's that. I don't know more about this. And it's just a glimpse. But it's a good way to have the intention to go to, right? A king's path is also about something, a healthy ego, right? People say, oh, we have to kill our ego and we have to do this and I have to get rid of... No, one of our teachers, he said, yeah, when you kill your ego, you are dead, gone. No, you have to control it, balance it. I like to say it's a healthy ego, right? This is what the Sharaf al-Shams, for example, does. The sun exaltation stones, they balance it, right? Can have also some kind of side effects, yeah? But that's that. Alright, thanks for watching. And yeah, let me know if you like this kind of information, the style, what I can do next. I have many ideas, but sometimes it's just, I have some orders, so it takes time. Until then, keep the beats moving, like, subscribe, salams.